Imagine the Middle Ages never actually happened. Imagine the centuries of castles, crusades, and kings are a pre-rendered backstory. A massive block of data generated the exact moment our modern simulation booted up during the Renaissance. Today, we trade history books for code-breaking tools to perform a system audit. We are searching for the fingerprints left by the architects of our reality. That search leads to the official timeline of the Holy Roman Empire. When we run the numbers on the rulers of this era, we find a glaring system failure, a mathematical error hiding in plain sight in the historical backend. An engineered system leaves traces, recurring variables, and fixed mathematical loops that do not belong in the messy, unpredictable record of biological history. This grid visualizes the precise, rule-based framework behind the narrative. If a statistical anomaly check reveals that our history consists of repeating data blocks, we are looking at an engineered construct. Let's open the first data set, the timeline of the German kings. We will track the sequence starting with the reign of Conrad I in 911 and ending with the death of Heinrich VII in 1313. This record shows a specific numerical structure. On the left side, the sequence contains exactly 31 kings, sharing exactly 13 unique names. Looking at the right, their combined rule totals exactly 403 years. 31 multiplied by 13 equals 403. 4 centuries of supposed political chaos fit perfectly into this rigid 31 by 13 algorithm. Now we load a second data set, the timeline of Holy Roman emperors officially crowned by the Pope between the years 800 and 1530. This diagram reveals the narrative structure of that sequence. It is bookended by a perfect symmetry, beginning with the coronation of Karl I and ending with the final papal coronation of Karl V. The math behind this sequence is identical to the first. We see exactly 31 rulers sharing exactly 13 names, with a combined post-coronation rule of exactly 403 years. This side-by-side comparison reveals a mathematical mirror. Seeing 31 rulers, 13 names, and 403 years repeat across 2 separate political eras points to a systemic copy-paste error in reality's source code. A traditional historian might argue that history is too chaotic for these numbers to hold. They would point to the overlapping reigns and rival emperors that should break a clean equation. This flowchart maps specific inconsistencies. These are not organic events. They function as error corrections to protect the 403-year integer. In the succession delay module, co-emperors had their rule years paused, accumulating only after their predecessor terminated, preventing double counting that breaks the math. The system even utilized theological patches. When one ruler was excommunicated, the timeline was maintained by the sudden appearance of an anti-pope, who simulated a coronation to keep the mathematical chain unbroken. The events recorded as chaotic anomalies behave like hard-coded bug fixes, steering the timeline toward that precise 403 integer. Organic human development does not produce 2 identical, mathematically perfect loops bookended by absolute symmetry. This wireframe of the imperial crown reflects the structural nature of this record. The history of these emperors follows a rigid conceptual blueprint, a construction designed at a desk. This alignment log tracks the data to its termination point. At the bottom, the final coronation of Karl V in 1530 completes the summation of exactly 403 years. That year, 1530, marks the peak of the High Renaissance. It is the moment the pre-rendered backstory file ended, and the live simulation of our modern world began computing in real time. The record of our past is a calculation. Welcome to the simulation.